I had a fun time on this stream yesterday, the Politically Provoked stream. I'm thankful that they heard what I had to say. You know, like, no matter what your opinion is of somebody, if they're willing to hear you out and host you, you got to respect that. So I respect them for that. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, you know, like, I just gave them my thoughts on what I think of their show and their history and their platforming. I'm pretty much think I was unsuccessful in trying to get them to understand where I'm coming from. But I don't know. I did the best I could in the moment, so can't do much more than that. I just think, like, they just don't understand how they perpetuate the views that they air. But, like, for example, they wouldn't, you know, host a NAMBLA person, even though what they advocate for, like, their advocation in their group is 100% legal. It's just cringe and harmful. But I try to make this point, you know, like, they propose reducing the age of consent. I don't know what they propose lowering it to, but that's what they advocate for within the law. And they're right to point out, like, no, this is a harmful rhetoric and belief system. It could potentially be harmful, but they don't see it for the people they have on. You know what I mean? So that was the point I was trying to illustrate. And then I wrote down some other things that are, quote, legal, or not quote legal, that are fucking legal, but would definitely be harmful and problematic. I think people would recognize. I already talked about the pedos, but advocating self-harm, like, if somebody were to advocate self-harm or suicide as being, like, the solution to your problems, then you should do it. I don't know of such people that do this, but as far as I know, that would be legal. There was a famous case in Massachusetts where the girl actually got convicted of manslaughter because she was complicit in this guy's murder, but she was, like, very involved and ordered him to do it. But assisted suicide is legal in many states. Medical disinformation, even something as seemingly harmless as the Tide Pod Challenge, actually killed some people, sent a lot of people to the hospital because idiots were eating Tide Pods. But promoting something like that or something more harmful is legal, but is often limited speech because it results in real world harm. I don't know, I wrote down advocating squatting because that's just as stupid. Like, you could advocate for something and think it's a good idea, but you're not actually committing the crime itself. Doxing is also legal. Like the chick that released the libs of TikTok's personal address, I think she rescinded it, but, like, it was already out there. That's legally protected speech, but harmful or potentially harmful. Libel, right? We got the Johnny Depp trial. This huge ass trial. Over what? Amber Heard claims that Johnny Depp, that she was a survivor of abuse from Johnny Depp. Very seemingly innocuous state, like, kind of vague, but cost him movie roles, cost him a lot of money. Now, Amber Heard's speech is being cracked down upon because she cost a really rich guy a bunch of money. So he's less rich now, but still rich. So, like, this is just over a rich guy losing money. Something far less harmful than the other examples, but it's still an example of speech that's legal Well, okay, I got to amend that. It's a tort. So it's legal to say it, but there's consequences for saying it, is what I'm trying to say. And harassment campaigns, like what happened with the Sandy Hook parents when they were harassed by what's his name? The Infowars guy. Blanking on his name, but his speech was removed and silenced, although it was legal. But he's certainly being punished for being liable for that harassment campaign. So those are just some examples. And then I wrote these notes. I think I asked most of the questions, but I didn't necessarily get to all of them. But I did write down some of the people they had on their show. And we talked about Thomas Sowell, Eric Stryker, who advocates for driving the Jews out of the United States. He didn't say this on stream, but to me that's a cop-out because you're promoting somebody who does advocate for that. Handsome Truth, who's responsible for the most active harassment campaign of Jewish communities in the United States, and he actually advocated for this on their show, on their live stream. Marshall Lohr, who has this long bullshit book about how the Jews are responsible for all these wrongdoings throughout history. Blair Cottrell, another National Socialist affiliated type person. Norman Hobbs, who advocates for genocide. And Hans Reich, who advocates similar ideas. And actually said, like, how come Anders Breivik, how come he didn't attack the real enemy, the Jews, as opposed to, kids, like the kids of leftist parents or something like this. The Fakin, who was a National Socialist that they had on a lot. OV, of course, advocates similar ideas. And he never came on the show, but like Patrick Bateman is another like horrendous character that she probably wanted him on the show. So like she didn't have him on the show. He didn't want to go on the show for some reason. Maybe he wants to keep a low profile, I don't know. But like I'm sure she would have had him. Another guy who promotes and glorifies and jokes about violence. So it was a lot of fun. I like going on. Those were like some of the things I didn't mention because once you get into it, it's heated. But I enjoy these adversarial streams. They're a lot more fun than if you get along and agree on everything. It's kind of fucking boring. Like those are good. Don't get me wrong, but this was a lot more fun. So I said I'm gonna and. I should have mentioned this at the beginning. Like, I still disavow the people that they platformed and the way they've done it and what they allowed in their community. But I appreciate that they had me on. It's always better to talk and hear somebody out versus going to war or whatever. So it's kind of all I got to say about that. It's on Cozy TV, Politically Provoked, obviously, on their channel. And yeah, it was fun. Like all these people came on to hate on me, the Wignats and Gripers and this type of thing. It's a spectacle because like there's very few Jews who go on channels to challenge their haters, their adversaries. So like when one is willing to do it. And these characters are like very resistant to engage with you, I found, when you're like, hey, I don't know, debate me, challenge me on stream. They're very hesitant to do so. But when you go on a stream and they have the call-ins, they're much more likely to want to do so because like triggering them, you're antagonizing them, you're challenging them, so it makes them want to do it. So that was a good lesson to learn that I will consider in the future. Anyway, that's all I got to say. Everyone have a good night or a good day.